Hi friends, I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on the art of thinking. Thinking means this is what a mundane exercise. Every one of us does it day in and day out. Every second of our life, we start thinking and thinking. Thinking on various, on domestic errands, on official duties, families, fear, our career, and whatnot. But does anybody know that they have been ingraining their thoughts into various culminations and to want to know what's going to happen, what's the next minute, what's the next hour, what's the next evening, what's the next day, what's the next week, and what's next month. Like all of us put our cortex cells into very active situations by frequently thinking and thinking and thinking. There used to be a saying also, people don't get confused when they start thinking. Confusion never comes into people who start thinking and thinking so much. This is what we have been experiencing, we have learnt about it. Recently, I had an opportunity of going through the Shivaratri rigmaroles of Jackie Vasudev in Coimbatore. Suddenly, he gave a new facet of thinking. He says thinking is something different. I have never heard of, and most of us wouldn't have heard of the parlance of thinking, the definitions of thinking, the eruptions of thinking. He says, even the Lord Shiva says, he doesn't like those people who think so much. He says, when you start thinking, you are activating all your actions into nothing. That's what he says. The definition of thinking, he says, it doesn't go anywhere. It just percolates down from one aspect of thinking to the other one and leads to some other thing. People who are thinkers are called very knowledgeable, idealistic, can share any thoughts of them with anyone in this world. But his definition is not so. When you start thinking, he says, it is just like you are rounding the square in a peg hole. The people who are thinkers is just like going in the treadmill. When you go in a treadmill, you start walking from a smaller speed to higher level, sometimes inclined also. You start walking and going somewhere, and you work it out and do the exercise. But ultimately, when you think that, you are in the same place. You don't move. You simulate your moves, but you don't really move. That's what he says. Thinkers are like that. They think, by their thinking, they get enough. One more thinking about the divinity, he connects with the thinking and says, there was some Adi Munivas in those old age. During Shivaratris, those Adi Munivas will come and tell so many stories and hear so many stories also. This is what he explains. In one of those stories, one person goes to the congregation of Sadhu Munivas who are all doing tapas. And he enters into that arena and talks to one of the sadhus and says, you're all wasting time. You don't use your brain at all. You simply chant something and work for something. You're all selfish. You don't contribute for the society at all. That's what he says. Oh, I see. That's what your decision about us. Yes. You don't do anything. You don't do anything for the society. You're only doing some tapas for your own selfish things. I see. Okay. Can you explain to me what's all these things? Can you do something with all these tapas and create something? No, we have created enough. We know what is our level. But I would like to ask you, and I would like to test you, make you know what is our divinity. Come on, let's have it. He was for game and chit-chatting and talking to that Adi Muni and asking him, what is it? Look down the sand. There are some small worms are going. Choose one of the worms and say Shambho Mahadeva to the worm. What's a great thing in saying this? That's nothing wrong. He went near the worm and said Shambho Mahadeva. The moment he uttered the name, the worm swindled and fell dead immediately. He was taken aback. Then he said, a butterfly was crossing that level. And then he said, look at the butterfly and tell the same utterance, Shambho Mahadeva, to the butterfly. What's wrong in it? I will say, seeing the butterfly, he said again, Shambho Mahadeva. Immediately, the butterfly had a swell and went down and fell dead. What is it? What's happening? Then there came a deer, a baby deer, small deer. He called the deer near and said, utter the same word, Shambho Mahadeva, to the deer. He said, again, Shambho Mahadeva. In a fraction of a second, the deer also fell dead after hearing that. He was so astonished. What's happening? By uttering a single word, all these creatures have gone dead. What is this? I don't understand. Then there came a mother with an infant child. Then the Muni asked the thinker to utter the same word to the child. He said, no, I won't do it. I will not do it. Please do that. No, I don't want to be a murderer. I become a murderer because when I utter that name, the child will also die. I don't want to do that. What's happening here? Suddenly, the infant has grown very big, and like a small child, it has come to a level of a toddler, 4 or 5 years. And the toddler start talking now and asking this thinker, please utter that word. Please utter that word. No, I will not. I become a murderer when I utter that word. You will also, no, I will not be dying. Please understand. I have got the emancipation of life. From a worm, I got into a butterfly. From a butterfly, I got into a baby deer. From a baby deer, I have become a child and I have grown now. If you still utter the word, I will grow in different level. I will get the divinity. I will get the solemn divinity. Please utter that word. He was shock struck. The thinker, taken aback, he saw what a wonderful thing. I thought I took all these munis to ordinary people. Nevertheless, they have proved themselves without uttering, without doing anything. He prostrated before the munis and said, I am terribly sorry. I take back my words. What is the cause and how you have done everything in this life? I have understood now. I have been in a dark age. You have given me the light. Then again they said, there is nothing, a light is there. Everything is dark. There is no empty space at all in this world. Everything is dark. The light is being created. If you want to light and the power of light is not eco-friendly. It's all against friendliness. If you want light, you'll have to create. You'll have to burn something. If you have to need power to do all those things. Whereas darkness needs nothing. Darkness is everywhere. The whole universe, the cosmos, are created by darkness. Day comes, night comes, but the darkness always prevails. Likewise, the darkness has engulfed as you think deeply, think wisely. You get into the mood, what you want. He could not speak a word and left that place with a lot of knowledge which has come into him suddenly. This is what is called the art of thinking. The more you think on irrespective lines, incongruent levels you get into. Start thinking wisely. Have a great day.